Hello and welcome to the Musical Lens podcast with me, Alex Allegra.
And Katie Fee.
I'm trying to amp us up a little bit.
Adjust this somehow. Happy March, happy Women's History Month.
It is Women's History Month,
Yay.
yes. Go girls.
Go girls.
Did I say that from like the first episode of like
the first one we did? Yay, women. Yeah. We're gonna do a little different type of episode for this year's Women's History Month episode. The last couple years we got very much into the like statistics and things of like where are we with like growth of like equality of gender on radio and all the things within the music industry. And this year we're not gonna get into the numbers because I feel like it's a bit much sometimes, and so we're just gonna do kind of what we've done with other months, and we've each brought a person to talk about.
Yeah. So. Well, speaking of, I think we've probably mentioned it on the podcast before, but Ella Langley, I know when or maybe when we first talked about it, it was before she was about to make history with the...
yeah, I think it was right before.
Yeah, and then so
she's made history now. Yes. So, I wonder if I could find the specific
I know we posted about it on our Instagram when it happened, but I think... for sakes of putting it on the podcast itself.
Choosing Texas rises a spot to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming the singer-songwriter's first leader on the list. Among its writers and producers, we don't need that part.
Is Choosing Texas going to be on the new album?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that was the lead-off single of this project.
It's so good.
The song is the first by a woman to triple up at number 1 on the Hot 100 Hot Country Songs Why Are You Moving? And Country Airplay chart. Sorry, the words moved on the screen. Spends an 11th week atop the multi-metric country songs chart, first frame atop the radio-based country airplay ranking. So it got all 3 at once, and it's the first by a woman to do that. And also, I think... I don't know if it has it in here, but she's like one of only a few women who have had a song go number 1 on Hot 100 for country women.
Yeah.
In like the 2000s. Yeah. So I think
I know she's gotten a lot of like
maybe Carrie
cross genre, like people are finding her now, and it's just like it really it's a good big deal. So
yeah. I wish I could find that. It's fine.
The Billboard Women in Music also released their like lineup of the year, so let's go over that list of people.
I sent it to you, but I didn't actually like save it anywhere.
Oh, I was like, I've been
find that.
Yeah.
It's just all these ads on Billboard that like moves things as I'm trying to read them. And I need the Delta ad to go away. That's taking up half the screen. Hang on. I'll just cut some stuff. Okay. Billboard's Women in Music Awards. This year's Visionary Award will go to singer-songwriter and One Battle After Another actress Tiana Taylor. While Gen Z Canadian pop star Tate McRae will receive Hitmaker Award, and Alabama country singer Ella Langley will take home the Powerhouse Award.
Yeah.
And I feel like, where's the list of all of them?
I was like, there's a lot more than just that.
But that was like a paragraph of them. Keke Palmer's hosting.
Yeah.
Kalani, who won her first 2 Grammys earlier this year, is set to accept the Impact Award. Is it Laufey? Is that how you say Laufey?
I would assume, but I didn't know.
Innovator Award. Mariah the Scientist Rising Star Award, presented by Honda Stage. Zara Larson will get 2026's Breakthrough Award, and Thalia, it's TH. Sorry, I've never heard these words or these names like pronounced out loud. Is set to take home the Icon Award. So that's going to be April 29th in LA. It's interesting that they don't do it in the month of March.
Yeah. No, but they announced it in March. No, they didn't even do that. It's in February when they announced it.
And they have not, I don't think they've announced Woman of the Year yet. Last year was Doechii. But this article doesn't say they've announced the actual like overall Woman of the Year title yet. So I guess that will be an update later.
Go Ella for making it into the
have some
powerhouse.
Some country representation. Because I feel like that's not always the case. I know there was like a whole thing about that with the Grammys of not, and I think we talked about it when nominees came out, that like her and Zach Top should have been in Best New Artist and things like that. And there was like a whole article about country not really being in the main categories this year. Can't remember which guy. I don't know if it was the head of the Grammys or just someone else in the organization was just basically like, it changes year to year. This year it just happened to be because there wasn't.
Jelly and Shabuzi also have been nominated for those kinds of things.
Voting members.
You just have to be able to get a song that's also on like a regular radio station, like a pop hits radio station as well. So
yeah, I still think Happened to Me could have been best duo performance, or not duo performance, solo performance for country because of it going like cross genre and stuff and having the moment it did with Jonas Brothers and all that, but it's fine. So that'll be exciting for we'll keep you updated for whoever ends up being the Woman of the Year for Billboard Women in Music. Are we gonna do rock paper scissors again?
No, I was just gonna go first since you went first last
month. That's fair. Yeah. I was like, I forgot, and then I went to go like try and find clips for socials and ended up just making graphics, but it's fine. But I was like, I forgot we did that.
Yeah, I know. My woman is Sylvia Robinson, who was also known as the mother of hip hop.
Okay.
I will say I found 2 different birthdays for her for some reason, and I don't know if just the one article was wrong because every other article.
What year?
So the one article I found in like also said that she was born in 1935, but then other articles said 1936.
Okay. I'm wondering, because I feel like I think of that more so in like the 1800s, where like when you do ancestry research, it's like the farther back you get, the less record keeping they did. So it's hard to like find exact dates, and some things were going to like differ. So
I saw 1936 more often than I saw 1935, but
it's 1 year
people
difference.
Need to
it's
fix their stuff. Yeah, but she was born in the 1930s in Harlem, New York, and she was originally named Sylvia Vanderpool. She attended Washington Irving High School in Lower Manhattan until the age of 14, when she started performing herself and dropped out of high school. And she debuted as under the name Little Sylvia with singing blues with trumpet player Hot Lips Page, and began recording music in 1950 for Columbia Records. She was discovered while playing with Hot Lips Page by Columbia Records, was recording at Cat Label when she met guitarist Mickey Baker, who taught her how to play guitar. And then in the early to mid 1950s, then she would start releasing her own songs through the labels and other things like that. In 1954, she teamed up with Mickey Baker, a guitarist from Kentucky, who taught her how to play guitar. They released their first song called Love is Strange by the duo recorded the rock single Love is Strange by Jody Williams and Bo Diddley, which reached number 11 on the Billboard pop charts and topped R&B charts at the beginning of 1957. And people should know that song because it was also featured in Dirty Dancing. It's the like one where they're in the dance studio. Oh, baby, you're the one. Yeah, it's that song. So I was like,
I feel like I've seen bits of Dirty Dancing. I don't know if I've seen the entire movie,
whole
but I got
lover
that.
boy. Yeah. Oh, my lover boy. It's that song. Yes. So it's that exact version that became famous. The duo split up in 1959, and she later would find her husband, Joseph Robinson, which then she took the name Sylvia Robinson after that, and that became her whole identity. And Joe and Sylvia moved to New Jersey in 1966 and formed a soul music label the following year and called it All Platinum Records. In 1972, Robinson sent a demo to Al Green of a song she had written called Pillow Talk, but Green declined. And Robinson recorded the song herself, this time as Sylvia, and the record reached number 1 on the R&B charts and landed number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 in early 1973.
I bet that made him feel stupid.
Pillow Talk, heralded as an early example of disco, eventually sold 2 million copies. And then the reason that she's called the mother of hip-hop was because those early... is because after all of that, then she started producing songs. And her biggest claim to fame was in 1978. She founded Sugar Hill Records, taking its name from the affluent African-American neighborhood in Harlem, New York. And she found 3 young unknown male rappers in Englewood, New Jersey. Big Bank Hang, Master G, and Wonder Mike. And they pursued them to improvise their rhymes and record them as the Sugar Hill Gang. Which, do you know who the Sugar?
No.
You don't?
No.
You don't know Rapper's Delight, Katie?
Sorry.
Well, that was what her big claim to fame is that she recorded Rapper's Delight. And it was over top. So basically early hip hop, if you don't know too, and then this is how it became. And she really cultivated this sound and said, improvise over these old records. So she took Good Times from Chic Chicks. I forget how I think it's Chic. Good Time. And then they would like take the sounds and like, rap over top of the music and like play them backwards and like do the little scratches on them. Yeah. So basically you take old songs like that and then you improvise lyrics over top of it.
Yeah.
So it became the 15-minute song, which they improvised, rapped over top of it, called Rapper's Delight, which reached what?
So that's how we got is it Hammered? No. What's the one that has Queen and David Bowie underneath it, but there's like
stop, collaborate and listen, Ice is back for a brand new edition. No, I think Ice Baby just happened.
I was like, why am I thinking Hammer Time? That's not it.
I think Ice Baby was just Ice Baby because he just stole it. But a lot of old rappers in the 70s used to do this, and this is how like modern day rap came to be. And why even currently a lot of rap is like inspired or like sampled from a lot of stuff, so it's like it's in its history to sample all these things, but nowadays though too, you're also kind of expected and like you should want to create your own original work. And I think sometimes that's why a lot of people, I think like Doechii, for like somebody that I used to know when she did that with her anxiety, it's like, yes it is, but like you also have to like make it something different and unique. But back in the day, they were literally just playing the records and rapping over top of them. But anyways, it became Rapper's Delight, which I can't believe Katie doesn't know what Rapper's Delight is.
I feel like it might be a thing where if I heard it, I'm like, okay, probably.
Yeah, but it's a 15-minute song. It's a long song.
I don't know. There's plenty of songs in the world where it's like, oh, I know them, but I don't know them. So. And
it sold more than 8 million copies. It also introduced hip-hop to a national audience and revolutionized the music industry. In 1982, she signed Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five and produced The Message. The song about life in the ghetto became one of the most powerful social commentaries of its time. In 1985, the Sugar Hill label folded, partly because of the competitor hip-hop labels such as Def Jam and Profile, which Def Jam Records is still a very prominent thing, but I think they're under somebody else now. I think they're under Universal, if I want to say. Robinson divorced by this time, continued her efforts as an executive music producer. On the morning of September 29th, 2011, at the age of 75, she died in Syracuse, New York.
I'm sorry. What? You have such like excited tone, and then it's like she died.
Yeah. Congestive heart failure, but she is survived by her 3 sons, Joey, Leland, and Rohondo, and 10 grandchildren. But her biography isn't super long, but I just figured that she was a good person to bring up because, like, I think especially in rap, it's very much considered like,
men.
And because of like the early ones being male rappers, But, and then, like, you have, like, Queen Latifah, who revolutionized it for women, and then you have, like, Missy Elliott and all of them, and then, like, and they revolutionized it. But, like, hip-hop was started by a woman who said, here's what we're gonna do, and then, like, just, like, found these people, and, like, it was made famous by all these men, but, like, she is the one that said, like, let's do this this way, and let's create something new, and, like, let's change up the music industry. And I think that's so cool, and I think it's so hard to do that nowadays, because like making new genres popular, like, is a lot different nowadays, you know? Like, rap is, like, now a thing, but, like, to think that rap wasn't really a thing before the 70s and, like, commercial music is just, like, crazy to be like, okay, now rap over all this stuff. Like,
I feel like it's, like, I mean, I feel like that's kind of just in general, like, what is left to invent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you
we got all them now, so, like, how do you
things like
create a
disco and all that stuff? And now we're just like, and I saw somebody that said, like, why does everyone keep influencing from the 80s? And it's like, because the 80s was such a big, like, late 70s, 80s, like, it's all so interconnected, because that was when we were discovering things from disco to rap to changing the way that pop was done. Like, it's just such an influential sound. Like, that it's just, like, it's hard to, like, think of new genres by not influencing from stuff from the 80s. So but that's Sylvia.
I feel like there's, like, subgenres that pop up still that are, like, all these, like, different things, but it's still, like, the overarching genre is, exactly, like, I feel like there's not really any way to do that at this point.
Definitely hard.
So you did Mother of Hip Hop, which I feel like we end up on the same wavelength, and we don't even, like, tell each other ahead of time what we're doing. Because I did the Mother of Country Music, Mother Maybelle Carter.
Okay.
And so, with sharp features and piercing blue eyes, Maybelle Carter, born Addington, was a guitar prodigy and a curious, confident musician. She's known as Mother Maybelle Carter, a title that fittingly represents her relationship to country music. Like a mother shapes her child, Carter determined the role the guitar played in modern country. By playing in family bands and keeping her offspring close, she found a way to manage parenting and playing at a time when many women were trapped at home.
Does she have, and I'm sure you'll obviously get to if she does or does not, but is she June Carter relation?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's June's mom.
Okay.
So before getting more into her, though, I do want to acknowledge someone that gets overlooked when talking about the history of country music, which I think we talked about last year because Beyonce's, like, brought it more to the forefront about how, like, there's kind of this black erasure that happens in country music, and we don't want to perpetuate that. So I do want to bring up Leslie Riddle first. So we are going to talk about a man briefly before getting into Women's History Month.
We are going to talk about a man.
Sorry, but important. Leslie Riddle was a black musician that heavily influenced Maybelle and the Carter family. As a young man working at a cement plant, he had an accident that led to the amputation of his right leg at the knee. And while recovering, he took up the guitar and developed an innovative picking and slide technique. In December of 1928, Riddle met A.P. Carter, who had founded the Carter Family Band, and the two of them embarked on song collecting trips around the region, which is, like, Virginia, Tennessee region. Riddle being a human tape recorder, memorizing the melody, while Carter gathered lyrics. The Carter family recorded a number of songs Riddle either composed or transmitted, and Riddle's guitar technique made an impression on Maybelle Carter, and she incorporated elements of it into her style. And so, I'll kind of get more into, like, the guitar playing aspect later, but it is from being influenced from him that she gets it, even though she's kind of the one who is known for the guitar playing style that she quote unquote came up with, but it came from him. So I do want to acknowledge that because I think that was a whole thing at the Grammys last year or something. There's something with, maybe it was a country award show, but they mentioned the Carter family being first family of country music, and Shabuzi kind of like side-eyed a little bit. And
Oh,
then he had that
yeah.
whole statement explaining why. And so we're talking about that family, but do want to acknowledge that we are aware of who they were influenced by and stuff.
Right.
So back to Maybelle. Maybelle Addington, born on May 10th, 1909 in Nicholsville, Virginia. And I love that it just went straight from her birth to her marriage. So I don't have any childhood information. But she married Ezra Carter in March of 1926. And then the next year in 1927, Maybelle joined a hillbilly music trio, the Carter family, with her cousin Sarah Carter and Sarah's husband, A.P. Carter. This was the thing I texted you where I was like, I need to wait to tell you what this is. Because I was like, wait, what is this now? I had to look up the family tree. Maybelle and Sarah are cousins. And so, because their moms are sisters, Ezra and AP are brothers. Maybelle marries Ezra, Sarah marries AP. They're sister cousins, like Jerry and Sierra. But you're wearing your Ladies in Tangent shirt, too. Yeah. That's a very niche thing that you guys probably don't know, because I don't know how many Ladies in Tangents listeners also listen to us, but I was like, oh, they're sister cousins. They're cousins who married brothers, meaning they're sister-in-laws in addition to cousins.
Okay.
That's
okay.
So it's the same as
but
Jerry
no
and Sierra.
DNA crossing. Okay.
Because like Jerry and Sierra.
Yeah.
Their dads are brothers, so they're cousins. So just flipped with the moms.
Yeah.
And then Corey and Brady, who are their husband / fiance, are brothers. So yeah, same thing. And I was like, wait a minute, sister cousins. Anyways, so the Carter family started out playing in schools, churches, and community halls, but their career and a genre were born with a single bumpy car ride from their home in, I think it's Masses Springs, Virginia, to Bristol, Tennessee. It was brutally hot that August 1st, 1927, and Maybelle was 8 months pregnant. RCA Music's Ralph Peer was recording quote-unquote hillbilly music talents at the 1927 Bristol sessions, scoring wins with the Carters and yodeling singer-songwriter Jimmy Rogers. Because of these recordings, Bristol is now home to Smithsonian-affiliated Birthplace of Country Music Museum, which I did not know was a thing. So,
that's what I pass. I pass it every time because when not like coming from that area. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's a museum there because of them recording there. The Carter family was one of the first commercial rural country music groups. Maybelle helped create the group's unique sound with her innovative style of guitar playing, using her thumb to play the melody on the bass strings and her index finger to fill out the rhythm. Beth Harrington, director of the Winding Stream, a documentary about the Carter family, which I could not access online, but it's fine, explains that in the 1920s, when the group formed, guitar was considered a percussive instrument. Maybelle Carter's influence pushed the guitar to the fore. With only one guitar and an auto harp, she crafted the Carter scratch style, which involves playing harmony and rhythm at the same time, making the group sound more robust. Harrington says Maybelle had a hankering for novelty and a sponge-like absorption of other guitar styles, which the sponge-like absorption, she absorbed Leslie Riddle's. So that's where it kind of ties in of like the Carter scratches influence from him. That was the next sentence. There we go. Yeah. After she learned to play blues guitar from Leslie Riddle, AP's collaborator in collecting music, she combined that style with her adept banjo playing to create the Carter scratch. In winter of 1938, the Carter family moved to Texas to play weekdays on border radio station XERA's Consolidated Chemical Hour. For 3 years, the family typically started each episode with the song Keep on the Sunny Side. This regular work offered Sarah and Maybelle the opportunity to play music while keeping their kids close. At first, only the Carter family trio performed, but soon the members' children also sang with them. By the third year, AP left, and Maybelle's daughters played even more often. Maybelle's daughter, Anita, remembers all the children joining their parents to sing, then sleeping in her mother's guitar case. Oh. It was a perfect setup for Maybelle. Living on the border also influenced the group's music, as Maybelle loved Mexican guitar styles and incorporated them into her playing.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Though the band endured AP and Sarah's divorce, it didn't withstand Sarah moving to California to settle down with AP's cousin, Coy Bays, in 1944. But the circle never broke for Maybelle. In the 50s and 60s, she toured with her daughters, Helen...
Would that be a DNA mix, though?
No. It's her cousin. It's her ex-husband's cousin.
Oh, not the daughter. Okay. I went down and then over, and that's why I was like, that doesn't work.
No, it's Sarah, the cousin. Yeah.
Okay.
Circle never broke for Maybelle. 50s, 60s, toured with her daughters, Helen, Valerie, June, and Anita. I didn't know June Carter's first name was Valerie.
Oh, I just assumed it was two separate people. Okay.
It's Valerie June.
Valerie June. Okay.
And so they toured as Mother Maybelle and the Carter sisters. Ezra, her husband, acted as the group's manager, and famed guitarist Chet Akins joined the group in 1949. Oh. And in 1950, they landed a gig at the Grand Ole Opry. For a period in the early 60s, Maybelle worked as a nurse with the elderly, playing the Opry on weekends. But when AP died in 1960, Maybelle and her daughters changed their act's name from Carter Sisters back to the Carter family and toured with Johnny Cash. Though Maybelle's daughter June was Cash's romantic interest and future wife, Maybelle was his hero. Cash modeled his guitar playing after hers and described her as the, quote, greatest star I've ever known.
Oh, quote. I didn't know that. I thought that June just was, like, doing her own thing at that point. I didn't know it was, like, the family.
It was, like, the family touring with them.
Also, hearing Chet Atkins a part of that is also interesting because I feel like he gets a lot of credit for country sound and guitar playing, and it's like I'm sure he also picked up some things from them too.
I think everyone kind of picks up from each other in a way when they're like working together. It's like, oh, I see you doing this on stage every night. I'm gonna incorporate that into my playing, kind of thing. 1963, Maybelle joined up with the New Lost City Ramblers and Mike Seeger to play for throngs of adoring fans at the Newport Folk Festival. She also recorded 6 solo albums between 1960 and 1973 and reunited with her cousin Sarah for an album in 1965, the aptly titled An Historic Reunion. A perfectionist, she switched to auto harp once arthritis made it hard for her to play guitar, which I feel like a lot of people associate her more with the auto harp than like guitar for some reason. Like I think auto harp when I think of her in my head.
Oh, really?
But also like June plays auto harp or played auto harp. Like in I Walk the Line biopic, like Reese Witherspoon had to learn how to play auto harp for the role of June. So there's like a clip of her singing Wildwood Flower is a Maybelle Carter song that June plays in I Walk the Line. Oh. Like there's a scene of her playing that and Johnny's like off stage like watching her perform. But so she did the same thing with the auto harp that she did with guitar, where she developed a new way to play it that was like similar to the Carter scratch along with a few other ways to play it. So she was very innovative with that instrument as well. And then she passed away October 23rd, 1978, after several years of poor health, and was interred next to her husband Ezra in Henderson Memory Gardens in Hendersonville, Tennessee. And Helen and Anita, so 2 of their daughters, are buried nearby. I think Johnny and June are also in that cemetery as well.
Oh, really?
So there's a lot.
Which is just outside of Nashville, if you were wondering. Well, if you know Taylor Swift, you know Hendersonville, I guess. So,
and so Maybelle was elected with the original Carter family to the Country Music Hall of Fame in 1970, and she and Sarah Carter became the first female performers to be inducted into the institution simultaneously, since they were both inducted with Carter family. So, at the same time there with that. And in 2023, Maybelle was named the 17th greatest guitarist of all time by Rolling Stone.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't, honestly, when I was looking up research, I didn't even know how influential she was with guitar until I started reading. So
yeah,
because I feel like I know her as like the matriarch of the Carter family and her influence with country music, but not specifically the guitar within country music. So that was interesting to learn. And I feel like a lot of this is like Carter family history too. And yeah, there were like a couple men involved, but it also very much was like a women oriented group.
Right.
Since it was like her and then her daughters. And I think Sarah's daughters might have been involved at some point too, or I know Carlene Carter is still around. And I think that's Sarah's daughter. I think Aaron Cooper just interviewed her for something. It popped up on my socials today. So yeah, that is Mother Maybelle Carter.
Well, okay.
So, couple mothers of genres here for you for Women's History Month. If there's anyone you, or like any facts that you know of these women that we didn't include that you think would be good additions to add on, we can always acknowledge them in later episodes if you share them with us. You can send
and
those.
Where can you share them with us, Katie?
Send them to the Music Lens Podcast at gmail.com or comment on socials at the Music Lens Podcast. You can follow Alex at Alex Allegra Music. You can follow me at Katie V Music, and we will see you next time.
Bye.